maintain. And it does not entail any of the things here, but normally eventually you're going to see next year pay at the table coming your way. Actually, all the restaurant employees or people who actually wait on people, the guests are going to basically be able to take the credit card terminals to them at the table, and they will pay it at that time directly. So instead of asking them to give them, instead of asking the guest to give you the card and you go and process on their behalf, it won't be like that anymore. You will have to carry the credit card terminals to the table, and they will actually insert the card for you.
And those are already in place in Albuquerque.
Yeah, I know. It's actually already there. So it's just that the brand Marriott is a little behind on CNP.
It's kind of like Applebee's.
Yeah, exactly. It's
No, and it's you incorporate that into service.
Yes,
you know.
that's right. So that's called pay at the table, and we will see that coming to our hotels as well.
Good.
Processing credit card holder data. That means I hope you take reservations in house as well.
During the certain events.
Okay. So normally the PCI compliance requirement is to directly input the credit card numbers into the system. Please do not write it down on a piece of paper. Again, that's just covered under electronic policy.
Yep.
Even if the employee does it accidentally, as long as they've signed the electronic policy, the operators are covered. Actually, hotel operators are covered. But do not encourage that they write it on a piece of paper and then enter. So that's something which is just out of those.
Yeah, because I can remember way back in the day.
Yeah, I know. I used to do that.
No, I'm telling you. I mean, she was one of my reservations because all reservations were done in house. Yeah, she took a trip to Hawaii. And of course, you know, they called me, this and that. I'm a pretty good investigator, and I'm like, aha.
Oh, so we're good. We don't meet Kevin until 2 now. So actually, we're
okay.
We're okay.
Okay.
We had another meeting between 1 and 2.
Okay.
So, but if you guys want to grab something to eat then before we go over there, you certainly can.
Perfect.
But that she was caught.
She was caught.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually it takes a little while for them to come to that point when they're able to identify exact person.
Okay.
But it just takes time. As I said, the hotel which I was asked to audit, the breach actually happened like 6 months prior to me going to the property and investigating the forensic audit. But that's how delayed the system is right
So
now.
listen to this. So Tony, when I first started working for him, I was working for a company that was third party doing his accounting. And so they had caught some girl thinking that she only, stole $10,000 or whatever it was by, using, swiping her card through their system. I'm like, I guarantee you there's more to this than that. So I started digging into it, and that's kind of how I got my job from Tony, but I ended up tracking every cent, and she put $386,000 back on her cards. And the way she was doing it in Fozzie, and Marriott would not help, they would not take it. We got the Secret Service involved, and so she eventually went to prison and then was deported. So what she was doing is she would put in a reservation with people that had checked out. So she would just put in a name, and then she'd put in a negative room rate. So she put in a negative $250. And then she would settle it and swipe her card, and so instead of charging
they
it,
did that.
credit back.
We had somebody in the county do that at our hotel too, and they would do a miscellaneous adjustment for guest satisfaction and then refund their own personal credit card.
So she did it like
over and
on
over and
16
over
different
again.
cards, and so she was also taking all of her cash. So what she would do is after the daily report, she would go in and she would before she would post it, she would go in and edit. And so she was dumb. She was too dumb to she was splitting it out between checks and cash, right? So the checks deposits all did match and went to the bank, but the cash, and she would go in, edit it. She'd do all the cash would be for petty cash, like for maintenance or for gratis or something like that. So almost 100% pure cash, which they didn't charge her with because there wasn't enough evidence. They said, even though I had it all tracked. But yeah, they sent her to jail. It took me about almost 2 years to go through it all, and the prosecutor, but I dug in, and it was funny because B of A really was not very helpful. I finally had to say, look at this stuff, are you kidding me? So they were not very helpful
Yeah.
at all, but I mean, it was a lot of tracking, a lot of tracing, and they finally prosecuted her and
Good job.
bye-bye, she went to jail.
Wow, awesome.
So it's great, actually. Yeah.
So I've done a lot of credit card forensic digging myself.
Well, actually, that's exactly it. You find out all about this when I'm normally sharing trainings like this, because these people have been working for you for so many years sometimes, and then suddenly you find out, oh, this has been going on at this hotel, and this person was responsible. So that's the reason why these guidelines actually comes and helps you protect it, because limiting the access to sensitive data, it's actually very, very important. Do you know exactly, do you know a number? How much fines do you normally get charged if you're found to be breached or non-compliance?
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's $50 per credit card destroyed.
Okay.
Yeah. And the credit card data on the black market, actually online market, it gets sold at $80. So if a person has 300 cards or 500 cards from your hotel normally, and they normally reside on your system for at least 5-6 months, that's the average age. In 5-6 months, just do the math, number of credit cards you're going to be processing, and they will be selling the data to someone else for that amount of time. And then you have to, so it's not about the fines also, it's just the loss of confidence of the clients. You're going to have to send a memo out, okay, we got breached because of this. And that's what actually kills the whole reputation. So let me tell you exactly how the password needs to be set, because this is really, really important. And I'm going to share a small story behind it, because it's actually great. So when I was actually done with my CEH, I'm actually a certified ethical hacker as well. I normally go in and penetrate hotel systems just to find
You're
out.
a professional hacker?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me make a note.
I'm actually a certified ethical hacker. I'm a CEH. So I was actually taking a class. I was going through the whole ISC2 class for some of the boys, young boys, 12 years to 16 years of age, very intelligent boys. So I'm normally supposed to do this community service at some of the locations from time to time to renew my certifications. So one of the boy actually, he came to me, and he was actually really happy. I asked him like, what happened? And he said that I was able to compromise NLC. And I said, did you compromise NLC? How did you do that? So I don't know if you know NLC. It's the National Logistic Company. It's a government agency which actually does. So that the boy actually was able to compromise